Well, how you doing, Alex? I wasn't expecting to have you out here.
I'm doing great, Robert. Thank you for having me out here, and thank you to the gentlemen of the RWA.
Sure. So you're out here, and we are underway here. Triple Crown Championship is on the line as Christopher Dozer and Mike Gracá will lock up for the richest prize in the RWA. I really wasn't expecting to see you out here, and kind of glad I don't.
Well, I really don't like to see a man out here by himself. If you get a little lonely, I feel like I keep you company. Hopefully, give some perspective onto the match.
Former heavyweight champion in your own right.
I was, thank you.
Mike Gracá and Christopher Dozer, two men you have faced over the years in your career in the RWA.
Yes, I faced both of them when they were both relatively new. I haven't had the chance to go one-on-one with either one of them in recent times.
And you were one of the people back in the day, especially when these two started, that were considered one of the measuring sticks here in the RWA.
I appreciate that. That makes me feel really good. And obviously now these two are setting the bar for everybody around here, and I frankly can't wait for the day that I get in there with these two.
Dozer with a knockout shot right to, that's the unbalanced truth. There's a cover. 1, 2, and Gracá kicked out at 2. Gracá kicked right out at 2. And, well, Gracá's got that mind eraser thing going where he's really not right in the head. He's been admitted to Butler Hospital. He's a permanent resident. And if he takes the shot to the head wrong, well, you're pretty much getting what you're seeing is he's a couple of fries short of a Happy Meal. Catching Dozer, and off the ropes goes Mike Gracá. Dozer, belly to belly, sends Gracá up and over.
Yeah, you're correct with your little acknowledgement there. Oh, hold on.
Nicely done. Puts Dozer right on the point of his head. Gracá really fighting back.
I was saying, well, your statement on Gracá is correct, but I think that actually plays towards his strength and part of the reason he has held his title so much and so long.
Oh! Drop kick. If he dies, he dies. Drop kick right to the center of the solar plexus on Christopher Dozer. Cover here. 1, 2, and a kick out.
Now that was a perfect example because Mike Gracá, I don't think he cares about his opponent. He just wants to go out there and win and hurt people.
I'm not really inclined to disagree here. We saw the hell he put Chris Pyro through at RWA Legacy.
Yes, it was a phenomenal match.
5-star classic as Gracá charges with a clothesline. He staggered Christopher Dozer and just keeps lighting up Dozer on the side of the head with those forearms and the clotheslines. Dozer just takes Gracá right to the second turnbuckle.
It looked like Gracá had a little bit of momentum building up there. Dozer had to dig into his bag of dirty tricks.
Now, what's the strategy going up against a guy named like Chris Dozer, who clearly has Gracá outweighed by almost 50 pounds? He's much lower center of gravity as he lays into Chris Dozer with the forearms. I mean, for a guy like you who is roughly the same size as Mike Gracá, what do you do when you face a guy like this?
You kind of have to do exactly what he's doing now and just throw everything you have at him.
Dozer sent down to the ring with a drop kick after a couple of forearms. And Jonathan James Veer is checking on Christopher Dozer.
Well, you said Dozer has a very low center of gravity. I think that's a key element to Gracá winning this match is to knock him off of that low center and keep him off-centered. Keep him unbalanced.
You're keeping me a little, but you're very close.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, here's a cover here. 1, 2, and a kick out. What is that, Aqua Velva?
I would never wear Aqua Velva. I'm sorry.
I'm just asking.
Would you like me to move over?
I mean, as Jonathan James Veer grabs a hold of Mike Gracá and holds on to him. Dozer with a shot right to the jaw again. Staggers Gracá, pulls him right over the top turnbuckle. Gracá landed on his tailbone.
Yeah, it's a sensitive area. You don't want to hurt that area.
The tailbone. Oh my God, Gracá sent into shoulder first into the post. You know a lot about hurting tailbones, I've heard.
I mean,
It's just what I've heard around the locker room. That's why a lot of people don't like changing around.
Who told you that?
It's just things I've heard. Gracá is on the outside. He hasn't moved since being posted by Christopher Dozer. Dozer stalking Mike Gracá on the outside. You've seen what he's done on the outside before, pile driving both Chris Pyro and Jason Devine on the outside here as he slams Mike Gracá's head into the apron.
Yeah, Dozer's very dangerous out here. I'm a little confused at why he would toss him back in so soon. But I'm sure someone like Dozer always has a plan.
Dozer laying in those shots right to the head of Mike Gracá and now raking the eyes in the face. Dozer's working on that shoulder And the arms of Mike Gracá working on the head a little bit too, but definitely working on that shoulder of Mike Gracá as you see him burying that elbow. Cover one.
I think he's softening him up for his patented Dozer driver he does, or even
that right hand, the ugly truth. You can't get your hand up to block if your arm is. As you can see, Mike Gracá's shoulder is actually cut wide open.
From what would hit the buckle probably.
Dozer is choking out Mike Gracá. Now the question is, does Dozer truly care about the Triple Crown Championship? As he said, he was the #1 contender here. Watch out on the outside. Dozer has the referee distracted. Jonathan James Fear could be dangerous. You see Gracá, see that welt right there on Gracá's, I believe that's his right shoulder, right above his tattoo, and he gets kneed right to the midsection.
He's working him over hard.
Gracá trying to fight back with knife-edge chops. So you've been in situations like this, being overpowered by a man who's much stronger than you, having your face buried in the mat, so to speak. How do you work your way out of something like that?
Well, I try to, you're just going to really have the crowd behind you. The crowd loves Gracá, and he's going to use that to his strength. He's going to get pumped up, and he's got to get Dozer off his feet. He cannot let him stand up. He can't let him throw that punch.
Dozer is really raking in that. It's a top wrist lock, just working on the shoulder, and Gracá with the shots in the midsection. Back and forth to Dozer, and Dozer raking the eyes. It staggered Dozer.
Gracá might have had the instinct to kick out of that first punch. I don't think he can kick out of the second one.
As we've pointed out, Gracá is a couple of fries short of a Happy Meal after sustaining, over a year ago, sustaining 3 concussions in a matter of 4 weeks.
It's his style of wrestling. It's a dangerous style. It works for him. But he's going to learn to be a little bit more careful.
Dozer working on that elbow. As you can see there on our camera, as Dozer slips off and breaks at 4. You can see Gracá grabbing at that shoulder. It's really, especially the cut on it, really weak right now. And now Dozer's going right after the gash in his arm.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that phrase.
What, gash?
I don't.
It's a gash. It's a.
Oh, okay. I get what you mean now. All right. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about something different.
And Jonathan James Fear chips up Mike Gracá, and Gracá's going right after JJ Fear. Both men fighting on the outside. Gracá throwing right hands at JJ Fear, and now Chris Dozer. Fear did that intentionally, and now he's grabbing his face as Gracá really laid into him.
Trying to get sympathy with him.
Now DDT on the outside. Good God in heaven.
That's got to be it.
Both men on the outside. A standing 10 count means Gracá retains the title.
If Dozer can throw him in, we have a new Triple Crown champion.
Gracá down right in front of us here.
Both men are exhausted.
They've been working each other over so long. Dozer rolls Gracá in cover 1, 2, and a kick out just at 2. You can see the welts on Dozer where Gracá has been laying in shots as he can, trying to get himself back into this match, but to no avail.
Well, if you can knock the wind out of a man like Dozer, there's a good chance he's not going to be able to keep up with a young guy like Gracá.
Gracá sends Dozer up and over!
Back body drop.
And that might be the move that just gets Gracá a second win. Gracá can still barely stand. Dozer goes for a shot and
raises the top of the head. Oh!
Gracá shot back and forth, a forearm from Dozer. Both men are going to trade forearms. Dozer goes for a line, ducked by Gracá. Gracá catches him. Off the ropes, and a big shot right to the jaw.
He gave him his own right hand.
That's called the blackout punch.
He gave him a taste of his own medicine.
Look at this crowd getting behind Mike Gracá. Both men down, Manny Souza administering a standing 10 count. Gracá has not moved since landing that punch. Dozer starts to stagger, and Dozer's the first one up.
He's the first one moving. He's not the first one up.
Souza up to 7. Now 8. Both men have 2 seconds to get to their feet. Dozer and Gracá at their feet both at the same time, and Gracá is going for the Mohawk driver. Dozer works out of it, goes for the right hand, ducked under by Gracá, being caught by Dozer, and Dozer driver! Cover! 1, 2, and Gracá kicks out. That Dozer driver came out of absolutely nowhere.
I don't think Gracá knows where he is anymore.
Jonathan James Fear is beside himself on the outside, screaming at Manny Souza that it was 3. But Manny Souza, a veteran here in the RWA, definitely found just a 2 count. Gracá using his head to force Dozer back to the corner. Now trying to work the midsection. Now the head of Chris Dozer. Gracá going for that elbow. Now kicks Dozer right on the spine. There's the elbow. Cover here, 1, 2, and a kick out just at 2. This crowd, this is a legacy-esque type of main event here that they get for free at RWA Hype.
They're thoroughly enjoying this. Who would enjoy seeing 2 men go at it like this?
What?
In a sporting competition, wrestling.
Okay, Dozer charges Mike Gracá. I thought you meant something else.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, I don't know. You're from San Francisco. You wear a lot of
excellent race out there. I don't see what you're getting at.
A lot of bright colors, and you were teaming with Jimmy Gaga for a while.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He's one of my best friends. Me and him, we go way back. And for the colors, it's called peacocking. I like attracting attention.
Okay. Gracá takes Dozer right down.
Well, that was almost a brain buster of his own.
Dozer flat on his back. Gracá doesn't know where he is. 2 shots to the head with the Dozer driver and that ugly truth, that right hand that Dozer calls it. Gracá trying to climb to the top rope, and this could be very dangerous for the champ. Gracá top rope. Goes for a frog splash and hits it. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Dozer kicks out at 2. I've never seen Mike Gracá use a frog splash before.
Obviously, that comes from his fights with Pyro. Picking up some tricks along his way.
Chris Pyro and Mike Gracá have had a long-standing rivalry, whether it was for the old RWA Television Championship or for the Triple Crown Championship at Legacy. Gracá pulling out all the stops here tonight at Hype.
Watch where being a young guy like Gracá comes in handy. He's not limited to a certain set. He picks up tricks everywhere he goes and he remembers these things.
Gracá is calling for CMS. It'd take a lot for him to get Dozer up. He can't. Dozer turns it. And Dozer is going for a pile driver. It's on him, just a spike pile driver. Gracá right on his head. Here's a cover. 1. And wait a minute. Gracá kicks out at 1. And a shot right to the head again. That ugly truth, that right hand.
Robert, we have a new Triple Crown champion right here.
1, 2, and Gracá kicked out again. And it's got to go back. It's got to go back to the fact that he's had so many concussions and he goes into some weird state when he gets hit in the head now.
It's purely reactionary. That's all it has to be.
Dozer can't believe it. Dozer's beside himself, and Jonathan James Spear is in shock.
What else could they do?
Dozer's yelling, "Why won't you die?" at Mike Gracá. Very good question.
It's a little harsh. I don't think we want anybody to die out there.
I don't know. Dozer's not stable.
No, he's not.
In fact, he is called the unbalanced Messiah. Dozer is measuring Mike Gracá. Gracá with the shots again. And a DDT into a small package. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Dozer kicks out just at 2. Complete desperation move there by Mike Gracá, and you can see that he is just wavering. Gracá, every time he hits an offensive move, barely moves after it.
We'll see how much gas he has left in the tank. He's got a big challenge in front of him.
I don't know if you'd want to go in there and check his oil or something. I don't know if you're into that.
Check his oil.
That's what I've heard. That's all I'm saying.
Well, obviously, I want these 2 men to be okay. We all work together. We all get in the ring together. I would like them to be fine. And if I have to get in there and check them myself, I will. I am a trained professional in such things.
Gracá is up at 9, and Gracá is pulling the tape off. I think he's had enough. Dozer is shot right to the head, and Gracá with a slap right back and forth. Both men exchanging hands and forearms back and forth.
Which one will give in first?
Dozer with a boot, which is weird. Kick to Dozer in the back, and now the midsection. Gracá's giving everything he has. Dozer went for that right hand, ducked under, and now there's another shot. Gracá staggers. Almost lost a tooth. And a Pele kick out of nowhere. Dozer hits the referee. Dozer's down.
Oh, everybody's down.
Here's a cover. And Dozer could be the new champion.
If you're trying to get the ref up. Can we get another ref out here?
We have at least 4 referees in the back. Why isn't there a second referee?
They might all be afraid to get in between these two.
JJ Fear, wait a minute. JJ Fear is going to, what the hell is that? He's got Nux. Dozer has Nux, and JJ Fear is screaming, end his career.
No, we can't be, you won't use those.
I wouldn't put anything past Dozer right now, and Dozer is saying that's it. Wait a minute, it's Chris Pyro. Pyro, the Nux to the chair, and Pyro with a chair shot right to the skull of Christopher Dozer, and the referee sees it.
Falling for the match, that's it.
And now, wait a minute, Pyro going right after Chris Dozer with that chair. We saw these two exchange words at the beginning of the show, and Pyro has had just about enough of Christopher Dozer. Oh my God, with the chair shots.
He's really wailing away on him.
Pyro is daring Dozer to get up, and he's just laying into him, and JJ Fear saying, keep hitting him. Pyro's lost it. This crowd can't believe it, and Jonathan James Fear is actually happy at what he sees.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Christopher Dozer, but still the RWA Triple Crown champion, the Mind Eraser, Mike Gracá.
So Dozer, and wait a minute, listen. Pyro is screaming that this is exactly what Dozer wants. It's the aggression. It's the lack of caring from Christopher Pyro. And Christopher Dozer smiling at Chris Pyro.
I think this answers your question from earlier that no, Dozer does not care about the
And
championship.
now a shot right to the face of Chris Pyro. And now Gracá saying forget Dozer. And I don't think any of these 3 men are going to forget any of the other 3.
Oh, of course not. This is exactly what Fear and Dozer want. They want to uproot everything that everybody loves about the RWA.
JJ Fear and Christopher Dozer walk out victorious. Mike Gracá walks out with the championship. Chris Pyro showing a darker side of himself, and you're close again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so pulled in by the action. I can't help it.
You want to be pulled? I don't even know what that means. I don't want to know what that means. It's been strange to have you out here in like not in a bad way, but in a confusing way.
Well, I'm glad to be out here. It was a lot of fun. What are you doing after the show? Anything?
I don't know. I mean, I have no plans really.
Well, maybe we could do something. Here, why don't you have a little bit of that?
I mean, I could. I haven't had anything. I've run out of my Super Stallion energy drink.
Yeah, I brought that out just for you.
You brought this out for me.
Yeah, I did.
Why not? I enjoy Monster. This new flavor, it tastes weird.
Yeah, it's a new thing that they're trying. Just it kicks in after a little while. You really will start.
You really start to feel the energy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
good,
it's like
because that's what I'm gonna need. Well, that's going to do it for RWA Hype, ladies and gentlemen. The impact of tonight's show. We will have much more of it on our website. You check us out on Twitter at RWA Forever, on Facebook, facebook.com/RWA Forever. You do not want to miss the next RWA Hype. We'll see you later.